The maid serves tea to a disabled man. The disabled man drops the tea and says, "I don't want tea." The wife is surprised to see her husband's anger. The maid goes back. The maid serves tea to the disabled man a second time and holds the disabled man's hand and says, "The tea is delicious, drink it." The wife comes to her husband and says, "Are you okay? Why are you so angry?" The husband says to his wife, "Don't tell me anything. I'm fed up with my disability. Go away." The wife says to her husband, "God will remove your disability. Don't be angry." The wife says to the maid, "I'm going to the market," and leaves. After a while, the disabled man's wife reaches her boyfriend. The disabled man's wife says to her boyfriend, "I feel like going today for a walk." The boyfriend says to his girlfriend, "If you feel like it, then we'll definitely go. We're getting ready to go for a walk." The maid says to the disabled man, "You should eat." The disabled man says to the maid, "I'm not eating yet." The maid says to the disabled man, "The food will get cold." The disabled man angrily says, "Don't argue with me. Get away." The maid leaves. The maid calls the mistress of the house. "Your husband doesn't take food from me." The mistress says to the maid, "What can I do if my husband doesn't take food? I've already gone to the market." In reality, the wife of a disabled man is having fun with her boyfriend. After some time, the disabled man starts to sit on a chair from his bed, then falls down and calls the maid. The maid enters the room and picks up the disabled man and makes him sit on the chair. The maid says to the disabled man, "You should have called me. I will make you sit on the chair." The disabled man tells the maid that you were not at home. The next day, the maid tells the disabled man that now your health is slowly improving. The disabled man says, "You are serving me. I will be grateful to you." The maid tells the disabled man that I get happiness from serving people like you. The disabled man tells the maid that God helps those who help others and thanks the maid. The maid takes the disabled man out of the house to keep him happy and makes him walk around. After some time, the disabled man sees his wife with her boyfriend. The man says to his wife, "Who is this man? What are you doing with him?" The wife says to her husband, "He is my friend. My life was getting boring living with a disabled man like you. That's why we went on a walk." The husband angrily says, "Get out of my sight immediately." The wife leaves. A few days later, the disabled man's wife reaches home with her boyfriend in a wheelchair. When the disabled man comes out of the house, he is surprised to see the scene. The boyfriend starts talking, but the man ignores him and says, "I don't need this unfaithful wife. I have married this woman." He goes back to his house. We should not make fun of anyone's disability. Friends, if you also don't want to deceive anyone and maintain sincere relationships with loyalty, then be sure to like, share and subscribe to our channel.